I think it's just most important to let go of distractions that stop you from walking in your purpose. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Nasa Priscilla. If you're new here and you didn't know, and if you did know, hey, thanks for tuning in. I am doing like a little sit down video today because I just wanted to talk about something that had been on my mind for like the past couple of weeks. I hope you guys can't hear the wind from the fan, but if you can, bear with me. So this has been sitting with me for the past couple of weeks. Literally, I just got over some random allergy, sickness, sinus infection. I don't know. And like the only thing that I keep thinking about is how much I've had to let go of everything that I thought my life would be. Everything that I thought I would be doing literally in the year of 2024, I had to let go of very early in 2024. And so I have notes because this has just been something that, like, on a day to day basis, there's just more that I feel like I'm just letting go of, which is so weird to me. It's so hard to let go of something that you've strategically planned. I'm a planner. I don't like to do things without a plan. And so to sit here and like have my whole life mapped out and it's just not happening that way was disturbing. Like it was almost unbelievable. But obviously, you know, my plan is not always in alignment with the Lord's plan. And that is something that I'm coming to understand and accept. So yeah, let me just start from the beginning. So lately, well, in the month of like March, early March, I have been feeling like I wanted to fast. So I am on a journey to get closer to God, read my Bible, pray more, grow a relationship with Him so that I can hear from Him and just have Him guide my steps. This, admittedly, I felt like I fell into this wanting to grow a relationship with God at a time in my life where things were seemingly okay on the outside, but on the inside, I just didn't like feel good. I felt unhappy. And again, things were seemingly good on the outside in that I I wasn't missing meals, my bills were paid, etc. I had a job, but it was just like I was so unhappy that I felt like I couldn't carry the weight of my unhappiness on my own anymore. And I've been to church. I grew up in the church for a few years. My family is very religious. And so I know who God is, but straight away from God. And I was just like, I just can't do this alone. And so selfishly, I just went to God because there was nothing else that I could do. Like, I felt like there was literally nothing else that I could do. And in that, I've actually found solace in God. Like, whatever you believe, that's fine. But I just feel like I lean on God more than I lean on like any human, anything. It's really difficult to imagine not doing that. So I've been wanting to fast because I had just been wanting to hear from God. I literally want to hear from Him. I literally want to hear from Him. People say they hear from God, and I'm just like, yo, I want to hear His voice. Like, what the heck? And so when we think of fasting, obviously the Bible oftentimes references fasting from food, or in some cases, food and water. And yeah, that's fine. But I felt like mine was different. Like, yeah, I did fast from food for a few days in a like specific time frame, but more specifically, my biggest issue is this thing here and the social media apps that you can download on it. And so I fasted from social media for a second. It was like 3 weeks, I think, or 2.5 weeks. And it was a great experience, actually. Um, it was hard for me to consider going on the fast because since I've been laid off, I've been trying to grow my community on social media, right? And that requires engagement. And in order to engage, you have to have those social media apps. So I was like, that's not following the plan that I've created in my head. So I don't really know about that. So I kept playing around with the idea and I was like, maybe not. Like, I don't think so. Like, I might, but I'm probably just like feeling like I want to fast and there's really no reason to, right? And so I kept asking God for signs, like to let go of the plan that I have in my mind, needing to be on socials. And the signs literally were clear as day. And I was like, no way the Lord hears me. Like, I feel like there obviously are moments where I'm pretty sure if I thought hard enough, I could be like, yo, I prayed about this and then it happened. But it was crazy in the way that this happened. Okay, let me tell y'all. So one day I walked out of my parking garage and I saw a cop car in the parking garage. And the cop car had the letters FAST on it. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, God, let me delete them socials right now. I literally started my fast that night. That was so crazy to me because, like, I'm literally praying to God, like, just give me a sign. Like if I'm really supposed to be fasting and it's going to be for the right reasons, because that was another thing. While growing my socials, I didn't want to like post about it on TikTok or YouTube and like have a vlog like, yeah, I'm fasting this week. Like I just didn't want to do that. And there's nothing like there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with taking your community along with you on a fast and maybe encouraging them while they're fasting or you all fast together. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I just didn't want to get caught up because like I said, I'm still trying to grow my socials and I'm still trying to grow a relationship with God. And I think I didn't want to confuse the two. I didn't want to confuse or put growing a social over the other. So that was another thing. But to see like the literal sign, like it was literally a sign. I have a picture. I'm gonna post a picture of it. So I started my fast literally that night. And it was unreal how clear my mind felt. Like I definitely learned that I use TikTok as a crutch to make me laugh and like bring me happiness. But as I'm trying to get closer to God, I'm trying to find happiness in different ways and find happiness through him as opposed to like outside sources like TikTok. And the scrolling on TikTok for 2 hours is literally just scrolling because when I get off of TikTok, I'm just beating myself up about how much time I just spent scrolling through TikTok. Like that time could have been spent realistically reading the Bible or watching a sermon or like working on other things that I have in my mind. Like if I am trying to tap into a creative side in order to grow my communities, there could be other things that I'm doing outside of scrolling on TikTok for 2 hours, like realistically. And so that was definitely something that opened my eyes and I had to let go of that crutch. I had to let go of that safe space that I've created. And to be candid, like I did download TikTok after I think 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks, and I've found myself falling back into the same exact thing. And that's partly why I felt so like inclined to make this video because like I said, this had been on my mind since March. But it's just something about having the access to a quick laugh is different than like spending the time to get into the word and spend time with God. And that's something that I'm struggling with and something that I'm working on. And I'm not calling me deleting my socials, which I'm about to do again. Um, I'm not considering it a fast. It's just something that I'm about to do. But it's something that I have to let go of because being obedient to what I'm called to do feels better than walking through life on my own. Like that's just I know what it feels like. I very vividly remember last year feeling like I think sometime last year, like one of my friends asked, how did you end up like reading the Bible and praying and stuff? Like this is not like you because it wasn't. Because in high school we were she would go to church often and I would not. And it feels like it doesn't feel good walking through life on my own. And I don't want to fall back into that for the sake of TikTok and Instagram. Like, what? So, yeah, that's a reminder to myself. Like, it is not that important to take away from the time that you want to set aside with the Lord and to then feel like crap afterwards because you sat there and wasted your time, as opposed to doing something that you know that you A, want to do, and B, should be doing to get you the relationship that you want with God. Like, and that's another thing too. Like, if I can prioritize relationships in my life with my physical beings that are here, my brother, my partner, calling my mom, it's like frustrating to me and disrespectful to the Lord that I can't set aside that time to like build a relationship with him as well. And so definitely one of the things that I have to let go of is TikTok or social medias or distractions. I'll say distractions because distractions can come in many forms. Like mine is clearly social media, but distractions can be friends. Distractions can be video games. Distractions can be so many things. And it's not always letting go of a distraction or letting go of something to get you closer to the Lord, but more so to help you walk in your purpose. Like, if things aren't helping you walk in your purpose, then you should be getting rid of them and letting them go. So, yeah, it feels better for me to walk in alignment with the Lord than to work to fulfill a plan that's not his plan. That's not what he has planned for me, you know? So for me, I've just had to let go of, like I said, the distractions so that I can obtain the life that God has called for me. And I definitely think it could be beneficial for you to do the same. Identify what is holding you back from walking in your purpose in the Lord. Like, so you can ask God to reveal it to you and pay attention to the surroundings, pay attention to the signs, and then be obedient. When I was on my fast, I was able to complete, this sounds crazy, but it really doesn't because I'm on a journey, okay? It doesn't happen overnight. But I was able to read my first full book of a Bible. Granted, it was Esther, and I think Esther was only like 10 chapters. But look, okay? I did it. I read the book of Esther completely. Well, specifically while I was fasting from food because I would like if I was hungry, I would read the Bible. And it was like, I swear, it was the clearest I've ever understood the Bible. It was like my brain I was gonna say like my mind was empty, which is not true, but so many times it's like so much stuff going on in my head, so many things happening in my mind. So like when I'm reading the Bible, I'm like, yo, what? What does that mean? Like, what are you saying to me? But when I was reading Esther, I was like, oh, okay. Like the tea. Wow. This is what this means. Wow. I really like this story. I really understand this. I literally love that. And it's such a stark contrast to when I would try and read the Bible and I had like TikTok and Instagram on my phone. My phone would be like on the other side of my desk and I would be reading the Bible. And I kid you not. I would be reading the Bible and I'm looking at my phone like you looking real good over there. Like you looking real good over there. I'm trying to talk to you. Like, and I'm like, you can't even finish the Bible before you trying to grab your phone. That's crazy. So yeah, that was definitely something that I had to let go of. And it proved to be like more beneficial than I thought it could be. It proved to be more beneficial than I thought it would be. It proved to me that I can hear from God, that the distractions are what's clouding my judgment, what's clouding his voice, what's stopping his voice from getting to me. Sometimes even seeing the signs. Like I'll be scrolling on TikTok and I try and justify like, oh, that's a sign, but like it's not. Like you're not following the sign. So yeah, I think it's just most important to let go of distractions that stop you from walking in your purpose because we want to live a purposeful life. And I think this is just one step to me figuring out what my purpose is in this world. But I think if you want to live a purposeful life, you have to let go of distractions. And if you can't figure out what those distractions are, pray about it. When you pray about it, be obedient, answer the calling. If it's that video game, put the game up. I was going to say throw it away, but that's dramatic because I didn't throw my phone away. So put the game in the closet, right? And when you feel like pulling out the game, read the Bible. When you feel like pulling out the game, pray. Like when you feel like when if aside from religious, aside from spiritual, when you feel like pulling out the game, pick up the sketchbook and start drawing out sketches. When you feel like playing the game, write down a script. Start writing your script, start writing your book. Like do things that will align with the purpose of your life as opposed to distract you from the life that you're called to live. I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that well. This just really was something I had to talk out because, like I said, I'm getting there again to where I think I need to go ahead and delete those socials. And this just helped me justify that. So going through it and then talking through it helped me justify that. And I hope hearing it helps you justify the same. Um, if you have anything to add, or if you find yourself in the same boat, especially a social media addict like myself, feel free to comment down below. Let's talk about it. But if you've tuned in this long, thanks for sticking around. I don't know how often I'm going to do these talk videos because, like, y'all don't understand. My notes is just full of me talking to myself. Like, I be talking to myself so hard. Um, so yeah, I might do another sit down video. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoy this video and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.